We Love Lucy. Lucy was the first woman to run a major television studio. The Desi Lu studio produced several shows including The Dick Van Dyke Show, My Three Sons, The Andy Griffin Show, Mission Impossible, and Star Trek. The I Love Lucy show was the most popular show in the United States in 4 of its 6 seasons. I Love Lucy is still syndicated in dozens of languages across the world. Lucy was born Lucille Desiree Ball to Henry Ball and Desiree Dee Dee Evelyn Hunt, August 6, 1911 in Jamestown, New York. When Lucy was 3, her family moved to Anaconda, Montana, and then to Michigan. At a young age, Lucy's father contracted typhoid fever and died while Lucy's mother Dee Dee was pregnant with Lucy's little brother Fred. Lucy's grandfather Fred Hunt enjoyed theater and often took her to shows. He encouraged Lucy to take part in school plays. 4 years after her father passed, Lucy's mother remarried to a man named Edwards Peterson, who was a Shriner, and when his organization needed female entertainers for a chorus line, he convinced his 12-year-old stepdaughter to audition. It was then and there where Lucy realized she belonged on the stage and on the screen. In 1925, at age 14, her mother Dee Dee arranged for her to go to John Murray Anderson School for the Dramatic Arts in New York City. Lucy ended up going home after the first semester when her drama coaches told her she had no future at all as a performer. Determined to prove her teachers wrong, she returned to New York in 1928. She landed a modeling job, and while her career was thriving, she became ill with an unknown illness and was unable to work for 2 years and returned home once again. But at age 21 in 1932, she returned to New York, convinced she had what it took to become an actress. Lucy had a little luck with landing some choir work on Broadway, but was quickly let go for unknown reasons. In 1933, she permanently moved to Hollywood to appear in films. She appeared in many small roles during the 1930s, but never achieved any major stardom. She quickly became known as the Queen of B's for her starring in a string of B-list movies. Lucy picked up radio work to earn a side income and for exposure. In 1937, she appeared as a regular on The Phil Baker Show. After that, she joined the cast of The Wonder Show, starring the future Wizard of Oz Tin Man, Jack Haley. It was there she began her 50-year professional relationship with Gail Gordon, who was the announcer of the show. At age 29 in 1940, Lucy met Cuban-born bandleader Desi Arnaz. They connected right away and got married later that year. In 1943, Lucy appeared in Dewberry Was a Lady, where the natural brunette first had her hair dyed flaming red that would become her screen trademark. In 1948, Lucy was cast as Liz Cooper, a wacky wife in My Favorite Husband, a radio program for CBS Radio. CBS wanted her to develop the program into a television show. She agreed, but insisted that Desi do the show with her. CBS was reluctant, worried that the public would not accept an all-American redhead with a Cuban as a couple. Lucy and Desi toured the show on the road, and surprisingly, it set well with the public. CBS decided to add the I Love Lucy show to their lineup.
Tilly? Tilly, is that you?
Yes, it's me, Tilly.
But, Tilly, that sneeze. Are you sick?
Sick, I'm dead.
The black and white series originally ran from October 15, 1951 to May 6, 1957. The show was based on Lucy and her bandleader husband Ricky, played by Desi, alongside with their best friends and landlords, the Mertz, played by William Frawley and Vivian Vance. During the second season, an additional cast member was added, Little Ricky, whose character was timed to coincide with the birth of Lucy's real-life son, Desi Arnaz Jr. The show wasn't like the roles Lucy had played before. The show allowed her to show her amazing comedy skills. When the original show ended, the show continued for 3 more seasons from 1957 to 1960, known first as The Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz Show, and then later in reruns as The Lucy-Desi Comedy Hour. March 2nd, 1960, Desi's birthday, Lucy filed for divorce. In November 1961, Lucy remarried to Gary Morton. 2 years after the divorce from Desi, 2 hit shows were canceled at Desi Lu Studios, and only 1 hit show remained, The Untouchables. The Desi Lu Studios was struggling. Desi, still being the president at Desi Lu at the time, offered Lucy an opportunity to return to TV in another sitcom. However, Desi was able to force CBS Network to invest and air upcoming Desi Lu productions. CBS agreed to one full season of the show. The Lucy Show aired October 1st, 1962. This time, Lucy would play Lucy Carmichael, a widow with 2 children, sharing her home with her divorced friend Vivian and her son. By the end of season 1, the show received good enough reviews to rank at number 5. During the show's 6-year run, the show's format changed. By season 2, Mr. Mooney, played by Gale Gordon, was brought in to replace Mr. Barnsdale, played by Charles Lane, who was a local banker in charge of Lucy's trust fund left by her late husband. By the end of season 2, the show ranked at number 6. By 1965, Vivian quit the show. Although Vivian had left the show, she did appear as a guest throughout the show's run. Eventually, Lucy's kids were dropped from the show's format permanently. Finally, Mary Jane Lewis, played by Mary Jane Croft, was cast as Lucy's new best friend on the sitcom.
Don't you tell Mr. Mooney you have to go to the dentist.
No. I tried that a few times, and Mr. Mooney always insists on going to the dentist with me. Yeah? Yep, so far I've had 3 perfectly good teeth pulled.
Lucy had worked with her over the years. In 1957, she was cast as the Ricardo's friend and neighbor on the I Love Lucy show. For the 1967-1968 season, Lucy's second husband, Gary Morton, became executive producer on The Lucy Show. That season, Lucy sold Desilu Productions, which owned The Lucy Show. By the end of The Lucy Show's run, the show ranked at number 2. In the fall of 1968, she opted to end The Lucy Show and decided to create a production company, Lucille Ball Productions, and a new sitcom called Here's Lucy. This show featured her real-life children, Lucy Arnaz and Desi Arnaz Jr. In this show, Lucy would play Lucy Carter, a mother with 2 children played by her very own kids, working at Carter's unique unemployment agency with her brother-in-law, Harry, played by Gale Gordon.
Would you stay out of this? You just better be out of that seat by the time I count to 3. 1.
Please, Lucille!
2.
Please, Miss Carter, don't! Oh, what's wrong, Miss Carter?
Well, this young lady's taking her coffee break here while we are waiting for a table.
Waiters, take your coffee break in the kitchen.
Cool, baby, cool. I can handle it. Excuse me, you're in my way.
And on your way out, take that tray of...
Here's Lucy ran from 1968 to 1974. During the show's run, it had its ups and downs, ranking at its highest in season 3 at number 3, and its lowest in its last season, dropping way below the top 10, which was a first with a sitcom starring Lucy, to number 25. Lucy had been appearing on TV for almost 23 years when Here's Lucy came to an end. It wouldn't be until 12 years later when we would see Lucy return to a sitcom. In 1986, Lucy returned to TV on ABC Network in the show Living with Lucy, where she played a grandmother who inherited her husband's half-interest in South Pasadena, California.
What do we do today?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Right. I work hard all week. On Sunday, I deserve some rest.
You're just going to sit there all day and rest.
That's right. I have my paper, my TV remote, and I am proud to be a couch potato.
The show ranked as number 23 the first week, but the ratings dropped dramatically weeks following, ranking at the 7th lowest ranking show on TV at the time. There were 14 episodes, but only 8 actually aired. The show was quickly canceled. Lucy was devastated by the show's failure and never returned to a television sitcom again. TV appearances were very few. Lucy's last television appearance was at the 1989 Academy Awards as a presenter, where she was given a standing ovation. 1 month later, in April 1989, the world lost one of its funniest comedians, Lucille Ball. She was 77. Thank you for joining us on this special edition of We Love Lucy.